Welcome to Michigan for race number 15 of the Allstar Offline Racing Series. Now we have 11 races to go after this race is over. Starting qualifying already, we're just going to get that underway. I'm actually going to, since we're recording now and since you guys can see everything that's happening here, if I hit this button, accelerate, it is going to go through qualifying pretty quick. I might do that at the end here. I'm going to talk for maybe about a minute, and then we'll just get right to the race. So, last week, the 43 Dawson Montenegro, he qualified his way into Pocono. He didn't have a good finish, but he did finish pretty far ahead of the 11 of Randon Pickett, who was involved in the lap 1 chaos that happened. So that moved Randon down into 33rd position, Dawson up to 32nd, and there's another driver, actually two drivers, that could possibly, if they qualify in the race for Michigan, could possibly get into the top 32 in points. That is the 00 of Jeremiah Dwayne, who he is only 15 points behind Dawson Montenegro, and then CJ Williams, who's about 60 points. But if Jeremiah Dwayne can work his way into this race, he is going to possibly be able to finish ahead of Dawson, and he might be able to get into the top 32 in points, and that would be great for him. He's been pretty impressive as of late. Jeremiah might be able to get to the top 32, so we are going to simulate the qualifying session. Just let it go faster. See the 66 Darvish Jr., he gets the pole. Jeremiah Dwayne, second. So let's go through the field here. I just figure it's a lot faster, a lot easier just to simulate past qualifying. If there's any people that don't want me to do that, let me know. And if you don't really care, then just let me know, I guess, as well. So the 66 of Darvish Jr., the 00 Jeremiah Dwayne on the front row. Then you have the 60 of Colton Harmon, the 148 Brian Lancaster. You have the 41 of Tyrell Resner, been pretty strong. He won at California earlier. The 4 of Gary Harmon won a qualifying race at Richmond. You have the 11 of Randon Pickett. She needs to qualify into this race. If she doesn't and Jeremiah Dwayne qualifies, it's going to be big trouble for her. You have the 16 of CJ Williams, another driver who needs to qualify. We have the 91 of Logan Gentry, the 09 Evan McCollum. There we go. That purple 50 of Cody Rhodes, the 188 of Racer X, the 20 of Yale Carrillo on the inside there, that gold and orange car. 27 of Benjamin Wallace. We have the 40 of Tim Hoffman, the 1 of Aiden Nofile, and the 33 of Sheila Harmon. We're just going to start right into this race. Well, I missed the command to start the engine, so that kind of sucks, but oh well. We're 3 minutes into this video. We're going to get the green flag in just a few moments. So 10 laps is the distance here in this qualifying race. I believe this racing is going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. We're going to probably see the high line maybe not be dominant, but it might be able to hold up to the inside line, so could be interesting. See the pace car going down into pit road now. The 66 Darvish Jr. going to lead the field to the green flag. The green flag is in the air now. And they get underway. Look at that 148 Brian Lancaster. Got to make a move on the outside. He's going to try to get past Jeremiah Dwayne already. He actually might have enough momentum to where he could do that. The 148 Brian Lancaster up on the outside. Jeremiah Dwayne on the bottom. Darvish Jr., that 66, he gets out to a about a car length or two lead. And they're side by side now for second. Jeremiah Dwayne on the inside. Look at Colton Harmon now making it 3 wide down into turn number 3 for second. That 148 trying to hold on the outside. The 60 of Colton Harmon was able to get by both of them. I don't know if he can clear them both. Oh my gosh, Jeremiah Dwayne almost wrecked Colton on the front stretch. They were so close. I don't know how they didn't wreck. I don't know. That was crazy. The 148 Brian Lancaster on the outside, he is holding on. He is in third right now, but he is trying to get back into second, staying on the outside. You see the 00 Jeremiah Dwayne now goes to the outside as well. Jeremiah Dwayne falling back just a little bit. Meanwhile, big battle for the lead up here. 4 cars to Gary Harmon at 4, pushing Colton Harmon. Brian Lancaster pushing Darvish Jr. It is like a super speedway race here. Oh, there's a crash. Caution flag out. Who is it? Oh, the 188 Racetracks, the 09 Evan McCollum and Benjamin Wallace. All 3 cars damaged. I think their days, it's probably not going to be done, but they have a lot of damage. That 27 might get away without a whole lot of damage. And meanwhile, we have a battle for the lead. Look at Colton Harmon, Darvish Jr. right beside each other. Here comes the 148 Brian Lancaster. They're going to be door to door coming to the start-finish line. Who gets the lead? I think it's the number 60 of Colton Harmon. They were dead even at the line. Colton does have the lead. We're going to be crossing halfway here very shortly. So right now, the top 11 cars would be qualified in because that 60 of Colton Harmon is marked as the leader. That would mean that Logan Gentry gets in. He's in 11th place. Right behind him, Sheila Harmon, Tim Hoffman, Aiden O'File. They are not in this main race, not yet. They are going to keep trying. I think the 27, the 188, and the 09, they're probably not going to qualify in. That is music to the 00 and to the 11 car. They both want to make sure they qualify in. They both need to. And same with that 16 of CJ Williams. So, caution flag out already. It's going to be a wild event. I think the main race is going to be just as crazy. Let's go ahead and let's watch what happened to the 188. Oh, you see he did get turned. They're racing 3 wide. That 27, Benjamin Wallace, just comes right down into him. Ooh, Logan Gentry got some damage. I don't know how significant Logan Gentry's damage was, but he might have a damaged race car. He might have a little bit of an issue. Let's watch slow motion, see what the damage is like on this orange car right here. It might not be that bad. I think Logan might get away without having really any damage. Let's see, the 188, he just gets spun out. Tim Hoffman, Aiden O'File, Sheila Harmon, they all made it past without being involved in that wreck. Let's go ahead and watch from Tim Hoffman's view. I don't know how Logan Gentry saved that, but he did, somehow. So, we are going to be completing the halfway mark after this turn here, once they get across the start-finish line. So that means 5 more laps to go. We'll have a restart, but it's a matter of how many laps. Number 60 of Colton Harmon leading this race. He wants to get a win. He's not going to make it into the main race. See that 09 Evan McCollum, the 27 Benjamin Wallace. They've got a lot of damage to their cars. That 188 Racer X, he doesn't have a lot of damage. He might be able to pass a couple cars and get back into a transfer position. At least that's what he is hoping. That 91 car right now, Logan Gentry, has the final transfer position. I know Sheila Harmon, Tim Hoffman, Aiden O'File, they all want to make it into this race. So the 60 of Colton Harmon, the leaders. Darvish Jr., second. He's at 66 car. Third, Brian Lancaster. Fourth, Cody Rhodes. Fifth, Gary Harmon. Sixth, Jeremiah Dwayne. Seventh, Randon Pickett. Eighth, Tyrell Resner. Ninth, Yel Carrillo. 10th, CJ Williams. And 11th, Logan Gentry. All of those drivers, except for this number 60 car, qualify so far for the main race. we should be getting the one to go this time by. So the pace car does get the one to go. We're going to have a green flag with 3 laps to go. So the pace car going to come out of turn number 4. Get the restart with 3 laps to go. Anything can still happen in this race. We saw a crash before the halfway point. Hopefully we don't see another crash, but the way this race is looking already, we probably will. So the 60 of Colton Harmon going to lead the field back down for the restart. Green flag underway. Look at that 66 and the 148. They are both up high. I think they might actually... Well, I thought they were going to single Colton out. Darvish Jr. going to try to get past him on the outside. They're 3 wide back here for 4th. Colton Harmon able to hold off the 66. Back here, the 16, the 20 are trying to hold their positions. Look at that 33, Sheila Harmon trying to make it into the race. She needs to get past that 91 car of Logan Gentry. He doesn't have any drafting help right now. I think Yel Carrillo is going to get past. I think Sheila might get past as well. But the question is, can they hold it? Can they keep their positions? Big battle up front brewing again. This is a big 3 wide battle for 2nd place right now. I think Colton is going to win this race. I think he is just going to pull away from this field. Look at Randon Pickett back there, trying to get past the 4 of Gary Harmon. Jeremiah Dwayne on the bottom. He's trying to get some positions. He's trying to make some moves. More importantly, he just wants to make the main race. That's all he cares about. Look at this. 3 wide still up front. They are battling so close, so good together. White flag, 1 to go. They almost made contact into turn number 1. A lot of cars up here. Will we have another crash? Can they make it around without wrecking? Colton Harmon, that 60 car, looks like he is going to get the win. Still 3 wide behind him, multiple rows deep. So Colton Harmon, the number 60, going to win the qualifying race. Darvish Jr. going to hold off everybody else and finish 2nd. And I don't know who finished where in the transfer position. It looked like the 33, Sheila Harmon, she was able to pass Logan Gentry. She gets into this race. So that 33 car qualifying, she made a pass on the 91. I guess the 91 had just a little bit of damage from the first caution. Well, the first and only caution. So, right now, the 11, the 00, the 16, they're all in the main race. who's going to come out in the 32nd position? Wait and find out. We're going to we're going to set the field up, and we are going to get the main race started here in just a few moments. We will be back here at Michigan. Welcome back to Michigan, everybody. We're going to start qualifying for the main race. Qualifying underway. We saw a pretty interesting qualifying race. Not really, I don't want to say it was wild, but we did see a caution early on in that race. It took a couple cars out of contention. So, full 42 car field in this race. This could be a pretty wild race. We're very excited for the Halloween race that's going to happen next month. 5 more days, as of right now, 5 more days for this video. But actually, when this video is posted, it's going to be, actually I think the qualifying races will be on the same week that this race is uploaded to YouTube. Every once in a while I do record a few races ahead of time and just keep them in the folder until I can upload them. It's going to be a busy weekend. So, I'm recording this race about a week earlier, actually. So, it'll be alright, though. I usually do that just in case I know we're going to be really busy during the week or the weekend, and I'm not going to have enough time to record. So, but anyway, the Halloween race is going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully you guys want to watch that live while it's happening. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and simulate the rest of this just so we can get to the race. So yeah, 25 car right now, pole sitter. Let's see who ends up with the pole. Ah, 25, Felix Boucher, he fell back. Holy moly, where did he fall back to? I don't see him on the list. Oh my gosh, he fell back to 38. Sarah Rocha, something happening with her. 1 minute and 4 seconds was her best lap. I haven't seen that in this game ever, I don't think. Everyone else was in the 37-second range. She has 1 minute and 4 seconds. The second place driver in points already starting off bad. So, let's get to the race.
Drivers, to your cars.
Alright, so on the pole, we've got the 16 of CJ Williams. He is one of the drivers that needs to finish good. Let's just check here. I forget what the points are. I've got them somewhere on my phone. Here they are. CJ Williams is 35th. He is about 100 points out from the top 32, but with the pole position, he might have a really good shot at gaining some positions. The 66 of Darvish Jr., he is a little further back in the points. He is back in 44th. He is starting on the front row. We've got that 88 car, Josh Hardiman, 3rd place. 4th, Skylar Rocha. They're both up near the front in the points. Josh has fallen back to 13th, Skylar back to 9th. Have the 11 of Randon Pickett, the 50 of Cody Rhodes. Have the 04 of John Book. John's actually been able to work his way up to 15th so far in points. That 6 of Simon Zarnata he took the points lead over for the first time last week at Pocono. And he is 45 points ahead of Sarah Rocha and 69 points ahead of Felix Boucher, the 2nd and 3rd place drivers. That 38 of Sean Howe, he is back in 21st in points. The 74 Logan York fell back quite a bit, but he is in the top 10. 37 Cesar Ramirez and the 00 Jeremiah Dwayne. Both of those drivers have been really impressive as of late, and they're pretty far back in points, but Jeremiah, he has a chance to crack the top 32 actually. He is only about 15 points ahead, or behind Dawson Montenegro. So a good starting position for him. He could possibly break into the top 32. Cesar Ramirez is in the top 32. We have the 7 of Tina Livingston, doing pretty well in the points. The 5 of Damian Singletary, the 33 Sheila Harmon, and the 8 of Clint Spillman. Those two drivers are kind of hoping that the season ends very soon. They're not having a great year. 32 of Brett Taylor, he is in the top 10. He's having a good year. The 41 Tyrell Resner, 1 at California, he's having a great year. Let's see here. We've got that 0 of Alex Bruno. Whoops, the 21 of Robbie Bannister. My bad. Actually, let's just go ahead and do it like this. 43 Das Montenegro, 32nd in points, needs to finish ahead of the 11 of Rhiannon Pickett and the 00 Jeremiah Dwayne, as well as the 16 of CJ Williams. Got the 20 of Yale Carrillo, impressive at lows. The 48 Ryan Benjamin, he's having a decent year. It's starting to kind of turn around for him. Same with Tim Brannigan after Pocono. I believe he's up in 13th place in points. Tim Brannigan, oh wait, no. Where is Tim Brannigan? Tim Brannigan is back in 18th in points. Sorry about that. I thought you were a little further up. The 45 of Tim Zimmer, he is back to 5th. Fell back after the last few races. Kagan Polshiner, that 18 car. The 99 Axel Zera, the 80 of Stephen Pollard, he's doing pretty well this year. The 9 of Bruce Zera, the 15 of Hunter Blade, they've both had some pretty good races and also have had some pretty bad races. We have the 29 Jacob Britt and the 17 Alexander Jones. Both drivers doing well, and they are up in the, the top 11 positions in points. Alexander Jones at 17, car 11th, Jacob Britt 10th. The 30 of Ron Jackson, finally in the top 32 in points. Same with that 90 of Jacob Johnson. Got the 148 of Brian Lancaster, the 4 of Gary Harmon. They joined the series kind of late. The 97 of Gavin Jones, the 25 Felix Boucher, he is 3rd in points. 24 Pablo West, the 12 Samad Oskin. Won last week at Pocono, also won the Daytona 500. 42 Hugo Jimenez, and then last is the 14 Sarah Rocha. She's 2nd in points. Don't know what happened to her in qualifying, so gotta look out for her and see what exactly is gonna happen with her. Can she make her way through the field?
Drivers, start your engines.
So the field being told to start their engines. We are going to be green flagged momentarily. That 16 of CJ Williams on the pole. And there you can see all the cars from first to last. Daytona up next after Michigan. It is going to be a wild event. It's going to be a wild race. Anything can happen there. We might have a first-time winner there. A lot of drivers can possibly win that race if you don't wreck, if you're not caught up in any crashes or the big one, then you have a shot of winning that race. So the 16 of CJ Williams is going to lead the field to the green flag. Darvish Jr. to his outside. That 66 green flag in the air. Are we going to see a wild race just like we saw in the qualifying race? Look at that 11 of Rhiannon Pickett. She is already diving down low. She's trying to take the lead away. Back here, we've got almost 4 wide, 3 wide back here. That's the 74 Logan York, the 6 of Simon Zarnata, the points leader, up high. And they are racing really aggressive already. 3 wide, multiple rows deep. That 66 of Darvish Jr. has the lead right now on the outside. Look at the 81 Skylar Rocha. He's going to try to take the lead away. He started in 3rd, and he is already up towards the front. Skylar Rocha, I think, is going to lead the first lap. It might have been Darvish Jr., that number 66. See the whole field there fanning out through the front stretch. That was that 66 car leading the lap. Look at this 4 wide back here. Goes down to 3 wide. That's still very nerve-wracking for a lot of these drivers. And this is almost like a super speedway race. Look at that 81 car, Skylar Rocha trying to get the lead again. CJ Williams almost made some contact with the 11 of Rhiannon Pickett. They fan out again, 4 wide on this front stretch. That 66 or the 66 are looking really strong, but that outside line is very fast. There's a lot of grip there. And it is going to take a lot to get past a car on the outside. Well, on the inside, really. The driver's on the outside. We have seen some passes already further back in the field, but that leader, the 66, he's got fresh air. Look at this 04 of John Book. He gets in a really good run off of turn 4. He might take the lead going into turn number 1. He's right on that corner of the 66, Darvish Jr. Darvish does not have a win yet. this season. He would love one. Look at that 11 of Rhiannon Pickett. She's right up there as well in the mix. She needs a win to help her out in points. At 66, he just gets such a good run off of that turn. Again, here comes John Book on the inside. I think that 04 car is going to take the lead. He might clear the 66 here on the front stretch. At 66, though, coming back on the outside, I think he is still going to lead that lap. They were tied at the line. John Book really aggressive on the inside line. So far, the only car that's been able to stay with that 66 car. Ah, he couldn't get it done. Darvish Jr. now surges ahead. 3 wide for third place here. Cody Rhodes coming up from 6th place, trying to take 3rd place away. Maybe even 2nd place, the way he's going. Here you see everybody further back in the field. They are really racing hard back there. Meanwhile, that 66 Darvish Jr. leads the race. The 42 of Hugo Jimenez is kind of off the pace. So Jacob Johnson and Ron Jackson falling back. That 14 Sarah Rocha not able to pick up any spots as of yet. Felix Boucher is also back there. That's 2nd and 3rd place in points. See, they are 4 wide ahead of these drivers. 4 wide for a moment. Gonna go ahead and go on forward. This maybe. I'll have a David Singletary, see what he sees. It's just a wad of cars, a gaggle of cars, if you will. Well, there's no place to go. You almost need this race to go green flag for 20 or so laps before you can try and make your way through the field. There's the 14 of Sarah Rocha. We're on board with her now. She's trying to make the move. She's still pretty far back. Behind the 30th car. She's actually now 35th, but so many cars in front of her. It's like, where do you go? They are still racing so close to each other up here. We said Daytona was next week, not this week. Oh, there's some contact. Kagan Polshar made some contact with that 37 car. 37 was a little loose. He almost got spun around there. Still, it's green flag. We haven't seen a caution yet. Look at the 04 John Book trying to get the lead now. I think he is going to clear that 66. Can he get up in front of him? He does. New leader John Book, lap number 9. Now that 50 of Cody Rhodes going to try to take the lead away. Going to try to push Darvish Jr. back a little bit. That 11 of Rhiannon Pickett is trying to win this race. She wants to get back in the top 32 in points. Dawson Montenegro at that 43 is 32nd in points right now. He is right behind that 11 of Rhiannon Pickett. Only 9 points separate that 11 and the 43 car, and that's about what it is on the track right now. So now the 50 of Cody Rhodes, he got the lead. Here comes the 11 of Rhiannon Pickett now. Like we said, she hasn't won a race yet this season. What about that 32 of Brett Taylor? Brett Taylor, the highest running points contender in the top 10. You've got the 80 of Stephen Pollard up near the top 10 as well. The 45 of Tim Zimmer, they're up here. Now, as they run across the line, we've got Stephen Pollard in 10th. Saw Brett Taylor 7th. Let's see. Tim Zimmer 11th place. Simon Zarnado, the points leader, though. Simon Zarnado back in 32nd, with Sarah Rocha back in 35th. So first and second place in points, they are really far back. It's like a little bit of a, not really separation, but they're not 3 wide anymore up front. That 04 John Book trying to get the lead again. There's the 66. A lot of cars are really strong early on that have not really been strong yet this season. You know, a lot of these drivers in the back, they're hoping that we get a caution. They're saying we want a caution and we want it to not include us. That way we can get some positions gained and try to work our way through the field. So see everybody just within a couple seconds of each other. Down into turn number 1, there's 4 wide further back in the field. I'm serious, this racing it's good, it's very good. Gavin Jones hit the apron there, he lost a little bit of ground, actually a lot of ground on some of these drivers. He was 10th, and I think he's going to be back to about 11th or 12th. Oh, he's trying to surge it back now in the middle line. That top line's able to get a good run off the turn. The middle line can soar through the turn and then kind of, not really fade out, but they kind of stay equal with that top line. Bottom line right now, not any contention. I don't know if the grip has to be put down or what, but here comes that 04, John Book, through the middle again. He has been trying to take that lead back away from the 50. Top 3 cars right now have led laps here at Michigan today. So the 50 of Cody Rhodes going to still be the race leader. Hugo Jimenez pretty far back. He is in last right now. Tina Livingston, she's fallen pretty far back. She's right behind the 14 of Sarah Roche. You see the 6 of Simon Zarnato, the 17 Alexander Jones. They're all points contenders, and they are running really far back. Josh Hardiman, he started up near the front. He is dropped back outside of the top 30. And you got this mess of cars up here. The 66 Darvish Jr. in the meantime, he takes the lead away from the 50 of Cody Rhodes. Cody going to duck down and try to draft with him. He's going to make a big move to the inside. That 60 and that 55, they're looking really strong today. They're so far moving away from the field. I don't know if they're going to be able to break away even further. Darvish Jr. going to hold that 50 car off. It's crazy that we are seeing the first and second place in points have such a bad day right now. Oh, there's a big crash back in the field. Upside down, Stephen Pollard, I saw. Damian Singletary, a huge pile up. I think that's the 6 down in the grass of Simon Zarnato. Brett Taylor, Tina Livingston, a lot of cars. I did not see that at first. That really shocked me. The 148's upside down. Sarah Rocha, she's got damage. Jacob Britt, a massive crash on lap number 17. That's going to take just about everybody out of this race. Logan York was in it. Rhiannon Pickett, oh my gosh. A massive crash. They were racing extremely close all race long and not giving really anybody an inch. My God, who doesn't even have damage? I don't know. 80 of Stephen Pollard, looks like his day might be done. He's got a lot of damage. Brett Taylor was involved, Jacob Britt, Clint Spillman, you see Gavin Jones, Brian Lancaster, Logan York, Rhiannon Pickett, Simon Zarnato, he was involved. He's got some damage. Robbie Bannister, Ron Jackson, heavy damage to that car. Tina Livingston involved, Josh Hardiman, Alex Bruno, Sarah Rocha, she has damage to the hood of her car. I think some of these drivers, yes, 38 of Sean Howe was in it. Cesar Ramirez, CJ Williams, Hugo Jimenez, Gary Harmon, Tyrell Resner, Jeremiah Dwayne, Jacob Johnson. A lot of cars involved in that crash. See a lot of drivers pitting, and that is just, they're all the drivers that were in the wreck. I think we have about 25 cars, I would say, that were in that wreck. You see all the cars there. That's the 6 of Simon Zarnato not going to pit. He's got a lot of damage. I think he's going to try to take advantage of everybody's misfortunes, and I don't know. let's go back and see what exactly happened in that massive crash. See a lot of cars though here. Before we go on the replay, they are all out back onto the track, so that is really good to see. 14 Sarah Rocha up there. The 6 of Simon Zarnato did not pit, so the points leaders are okay for now. Well, that's exactly what I thought. It happened on the straightaway, which is kind of odd. You see, it looked like the 33 of Sheila Harmon came down. Gavin Jones came up the track, ran and picked it hard, crash. She was actually upside down. Oh my god, and then everybody just piles into that wreck. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, when you have cars that are in a big pack like this is like a super speedway style crash. Happened on the straightaway. They're going really fast at that point. You see the hole closes up and nobody was safe. Everybody else behind that crash involved. My god. The list of cars that were not involved in that wreck, bigger than the list of cars that made it through. But you see that blue 33, Sheila Harmon comes down. I think she thought she might have been low. Or, I mean, might have been clear. And she went down low. She actually made it through that crash, too. Well, Rick, let's ride on board with 14 of Sarah Rocha. See what she saw. She is second in points. Looked like she was right in the middle of that crash. Simon Zarnato was right in front of her. I don't know why my screen was all like the cars kind of blurry. Anyway, you see the wreck happen there, and everybody's trying to figure out where to go. Oh, looks like she got hit from behind mainly. I don't know who had hit her. How about watching from the aid of Clint Spillman? Clint was up a little bit further ahead of her. He was in the top 30. Happened right there. Everybody starts diving left and right. Stephen Pollard got hit by Gary Harmon. Oh, and by Clint Spillman. And Clint got hit by the 148 car. Hard to the outside wall for him. And he got hit again. Clint is back in the race. So who is out of this race? You see the 74 of Logan York, the 11 Rhiannon Pickett, 97 of Gavin Jones, the 80 of Stephen Pollard, the 29 Jacob Britt, and the 148 of Brian Lancaster. They are all out of this race. Rhiannon Pickett was 33rd in points, tried to get to the top 32. She had a great run going. That 43 Dawson Montenegro, he is in 10th place. Jeremiah Twain, the 00 car, he was involved in that wreck. He's back in 26th position. So the pace lights are off on the pace car, getting ready to go back to green. The 6 of Simon Zarnato stayed out. That is 16th position. Everybody else behind him involved in that wreck in some way or another. So the top 15 cars not involved in the wreck. 32 of Brett Taylor, he is in the top 10 in points. He is going to struggle today. He's a lap down, damaged. He's going to be off the pace. This race has completely changed. Completely changed. The best thing for Hugo Jimenez, the 42 car, who right now he is running, where is he, 25th? He was in danger of going outside of the top 32, but with that wreck happening, he might just fall back to 32nd if he has a bad finish, and that 43 can continue to do pretty well. So we're going to have a green flag, a restart, a massive crash on the front stretch. That's exactly where the caution happened in the qualifying race, but that race was a lot smaller than this race. There was only 17 cars in that race. Look at that 66 Stars Jr. Looks like he might have a little bit of damage to the right side of his car. I don't think he was in that wreck, but the way his fender was, it looked like it was just up a little bit. So that 50 of Cody Rhodes is going to restart this race in the lead. John Book, Darvish Jr., the top 3, Bruce 0 4th, and Skylar Rocha 5th. We're going to follow the 32 and the 8 car for now and just see where they stack up with the rest of the field. See if there will be a stack up. You see 4 wide for a moment. That 45, Tim Zimmer trying to get past. Look back here, that 32 of Brett Taylor, he is going to fall really far back. The 8 of Clint Spillman, though, he's not too slow right now. But a lot of damaged race cars back here. Looks like Brett Taylor might be somewhat up to speed, maybe not. He's going to fall back even more. That outside line's going to struggle. Battle for the lead again. 3 wide for second, almost 4 wide. The 50 and the 66 almost made contact. John Book out front again. Here comes the 9 of Bruce 0. Ryan Benjamin, that 48 car, he's up there. This race could really be beneficial for that 45 of Tim Zimmer. Tim Zimmer fell back to 5th in points, 127 points back. He's running up in the top 10, so he might have a really good shot at gaining a lot of points back that he has lost in the recent weeks. Side by side again for the lead, that 24. Pablo West is also up here. Looks like 6 cars, really, maybe 10 cars for the race lead right now. If that 43 can catch back up a little bit. John Book out front. Let's look at the tail end of the field. Jeremiah Dwayne is on pit road. He has an issue. That was another driver that was trying to break the top 32. I don't know what happened with him. See, Brett Taylor really far off the pace. The 5, the 0, the 41. A lot of these drivers just off the pace, trying to fight, trying to battle their way through the field. That 14 of Sarah Rocha's 26th place. That 6 of Simon Zarnato up to 20th. He does have some damage on his car. All of these cars back here just slowing off the pace. Really, it's the top 10 cars that have a shot here. Look at that 50 of Cody Rhodes. He's going to retake the lead. Now John Book back to 3rd place. Darvish Jr. up to 2nd. We're halfway through this event. A lot of hungry drivers up here in the top 10. Only 3 drivers in the top 10 have won races this season. Points races, that is. '24 of Pablo West won at Texas, trying to take 2nd place away from John Book. He's going to actually try to take the lead away. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that here. I feel like now that we have a lot less cars, the inside line might be pretty strong. Maybe not. He's not going to be able to get past that 50. He's going to try to pull up in front of the 04 of John Book. That's not going to work quite yet. 9 of Bruce 0 is up here as well. 3 wide again for 2nd. Jeremiah Dwayne, that 00 car, still on pit road. I don't know what happened with his car, but he is unfortunately going to be out. Oh no, he just retired. The 04 header issues, 36th position. He will at least gain some points over the 11 of Ryan and Pickett, but that is not the day he wanted to have. Same with that 11 car. Now the 16 of CJ Williams, he wants to try to either get back to the front or have some of these other drivers have issues, because he could possibly get up to at least 33rd in points. Look at that 24, Pablo West again trying to get the lead. Simon Zarnato falling back to 23rd position. A lot of points contenders having issues before halfway in this race. Pablo West taking second place away. He's in that middle line. He might get a good run. Here comes the 66 of Darwish Jr. on the inside. We now have 3 wide for the lead. 4 wide back here further on. Oh, no, they're not 4 wide now. 3 wide across the line. Lap number 30 out of 50. 24 Pablo West. If he can push that 50 car up just a little bit more, he'll have the preferred line. I think Darwish Jr. might take the lead away. The 24 and the 50 now making contact off of turn number 2. Wouldn't that have been something, having the leaders wreck and then having more cars damaged and off the pace? Here comes that 04 car. The 04, the 66, and the 50 have been the strongest cars today. That 24 Pablo West trying to get to the front. Darwish Jr., that 66, he is looking for possibly his first win this season. He is having the greatest day he has had yet this season. Started second place, led the first few laps, and then the 04 of John Book came along and led some laps. Top 10 cars within a second of each other. Everyone else further back, damaged off the pace. 24 Pablo West trying to take the lead from that 66. He has no immediate help. That 50 is pushing the 60 car, or the 66 car. Darwish Jr. continuing to lead more laps here at Michigan. Now we got almost 4 wide. I thought that 48 was going to make it 4 wide. Here comes the 9 of Bruce Zero for the lead. Trying to take the lead away there. 3 wide down the back stretch for the lead. That inside line just does not get a good run off the turn. You almost have to be in that middle line to get a decent run. Look at the 45 of Tim Zimmer in the top 10. That 45 car is able to keep up with this draft that's up here. Felix Boucher is second in points, or third in points, I'm sorry. He might be the leader after this race if everything stays the way it is. Look at that 24 Pablo West. He can't clear him. You look overhead, and look how big of a run they get off the turn. Pablo's gonna jump in front of that 50, but the 50 and the 04 down low. The 45 of Tim Zimmer going to possibly be able to gain a lot of points on the top 4 actually in points. 4th place was Stephen Pollard. He is going to fall really far back. Stephen Pollard, 40th position today, out of the race. Unfortunate for him. So he is going to at least fall back to probably 5th. I think the 7 of Tina Livingston, she's back in 28th. Brett Taylor is a lap down. Logan York out of the race. This could be a good race for Skylar Rocha. Skylar's 9th in points, 210 points back. I don't know, the points definitely going to change after today, that is for sure. It's just going to be interesting. 45 of Tim Zimmer trying to keep a top 5 position. The 24, Pablo West, trying to take the lead from the 66. That 66 car has been extremely strong today. While they're battling up here, let's go back and look at some of these cars back here. You got kind of a big pack of cars forming. Felix Boucher, that 25, the 2 of Tim Brannigan, he's up near the front, having a decent day. The 42 of Hugo Jimenez up to 18th. Not a bad run after being involved in that wreck. Simon Zarnato, he fell all the way back to 27. Points leader not having a good run. 30th place is the 14 of Sarah Rocha. The top 2 cars in points having bad days. 4th place in points having a bad day. 6th place, 7th place, 8th place, and 10th place. All having horrible days. I forgot the 29 of Jacob Ritz actually out of the race. That 24 Pablo West is the leader. Oh no, look at this. That 32 Brett Taylor. He is going to mess up all of these cars in this pack. We just watched this at the right time. Look at the 9 of Bruce Zero up to 2nd. 24, I saw him brake really hard and almost ran into the back of the 32. The the 0-4 and the 50, they're going to fall all the way back to 9th and 10th. I see that 9 of Bruce 0. He hasn't had a shot yet to try to lead this race. Look at the 45 of Tim Zimmer up to 4th. So out of the top 5, the 24 and the 12 have won races this season. While they're battling back here, let's go look at the 32 because he is about to get passed by a lot of other cars. This could cause a caution. Could cause a caution if they catch him at the wrong time or if he gets in front of a car that he shouldn't be getting in front of. Look how slow he is compared to the other cars. He has a lot of damage. And he is going to stack up a lot of these drivers back here. Actually, they're going to push him to the very outside. And I think everyone is going to make it by him alright. Cars that were in that top lane did get stuck behind him and lost a little bit of ground. Meanwhile, back up front, look at the 24, Pablo West, surging ahead of that 66. He is going to take the lead that time by, but can he clear that 66 car? Can't get too far down low or you're not going to have a good run off the turn. Don't know if he is. Nope, not yet. That 66 car, still very strong. No one has been able to pass him and hold him off. He has been passed a couple times, but he has went right back to the lead. Darwish Jr. might get a win here today. That 43 Dos Montenegro had a good finish last week at Pocono. Here he is running in the top 10. Missed that big crash. And he might be able to gain some points over some other drivers that are having some troubles today. Darwish Jr., the race leader. It's kind of calmed down up front here. They're just about single file. The 9 going to try to make a move on the 12 of Sam and Oskin. That is for 3rd place. Right behind them, Tim Zimmer, the 45. He is 5th. Look at Ryan Benjamin, 6th place. He's having a great run today. He just wants to finish this race out without any issues. There's a car down pit road. I don't know who that is. Let's go take a look. Oh, it's the 8 of Clint Spillman. I think he's just getting tires or something. Will we have pit stops? I don't know if that's actually going to happen, if that's supposed to be a thing this race. I didn't know when the fuel window was, but we might have pit stops. And if we have pit stops, these top 10 cars did not pit. That could really change this race. I don't know if that 8 car just came down pit road. I don't know if that was a scheduled stop, unscheduled, or what. Imagine if we would have pit stops, though. Very interesting. That would change the race completely. 0-4 of John Book trying to work his way back up through the field. Pablo West still running 2nd. Darwish Jr. continuing to lead laps and put them in the books. The 48 of Ryan Benjamin trying to pass on the inside. It is so hard to pass, but we're seeing a lot of cars pass and make moves, but when you're out front, it is so hard to pass. That second group of cars, it looks like they might be catching, maybe catching some of these cars. We'll have to look and see. I don't think they have enough time to catch anyone up here, but remember, they do have fresher tires, so I don't know, it could come into play, possibly. Let's see, you look on the top left, you see the 11th place driver was 4.76 seconds back from the race leader. See if that changes any at all. Wouldn't that be something if one of those drivers was able to make a move up towards the front? No, they're running about the same laps as these race leaders. Let's go back through the field while these guys are still racing up here. We've got 6 laps to go. See the 99, the 25. There's a lot of cars in this pack, really. Battling with each other, and I don't think we're going to see another caution. A lot of cars damaged, and I think everyone just wants to get to the end of this race. A lot of cars, though, have been able to rebound from that crash. 90 of Jacob Johnson, he is the last car in that group. Actually, I think the technically the 38 car is. Then you got 41, the 6th, 7. Yeah, the 14, Sarah Rocha, all by herself, 30th position. Simon Zarnato, 28th position. The points, again, are going to be really tight. They're going to tighten up quite a bit. 5 laps to go here. Now 4 laps to go. Does anybody have anything for that 66 car? Pablo West got a huge run on the outside. Could he be our 3rd repeat winner this year? Maybe, maybe not. Look at the 48 of Ron Benjamin up to 2nd. Can he hold his line? Can he get enough grip off the turn and try to make something happen? He's got that 50 of Cody Rhodes behind him, but he is going to fall back just a little bit. Ryan Benjamin would love a win. So would that 9, the 50, the 04, the 45. They would all love wins. A lot of drivers up here just happy to be in the top 10. A lot of drivers having issues and misfortunes, so being up in the top 10 is really good for these cars. Like you said, who is that? Well, yeah, the 04, the 45, the 81 are going to benefit the most in the points. So is that 25. The 25, Felix Boucher, I think is going to be the points leader after today's race. Here we go, 2 laps to go, this time by. 24 and the 9 have not been able to do anything with that 66 car yet. We've seen a lot of passing, a lot of great racing, but that 66 car has been extremely strong. You see the 7, the 41 in pit road, a couple cars coming down. We are going to go look at that real quick and see who all is in pit road. The 25 of Felix Boucher is in pit road. The 14, Sarah Rocha. That was a fuel-only stop. The 30 of Ron Jackson's in. Who else? Is there going to be pit stops on the last lap here? The 25 of Felix Boucher, he was running in 11th place. The leaders are taking the white flag. So another points contender. That was not a, that could have been an unscheduled stop for all those drivers. They, I guess, could not make it on fuel, I guess. Meanwhile, look up front. Look at the 9 of Bruce Zero. He might take the lead away. He might upset that 66 car, take the win. Can he get a good run off the turn? 66 surging ahead just a little bit. That 9 has one more turn. Can he get below him? Oh, I don't think he's going to have enough time. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Coming out of turn number 4, Darwish Jr. That 66 car going to get his first win this season. That is a very impressive race and win for that 66 car. You see a couple more cars came down pit road. Darwish Jr., his first win this season. Bruiser, second. Wow, what a race. A lot of points contenders having issues today. Darwish Jr., his first win. Bruiser, second. Third place, John Book. Fourth, Pablo West. Fifth, Ryan Benjamin. Those two drivers, the 24 and the 48, they needed good finishes, and they got them today. Sam Oskin, the winner last week, 6th place today. That is going to help him tremendously in the points. For some reason, there's a car in the grass. Okay. Cody Rhodes, 7th. Tim Zimmer, 8th. 9th place, Dawson Montenegro. 10th, Skylar Rocha. That is your top 10. Wow. The points are going to be wild after this race. Felix Boucher, Felix Boucher, he was the 25. He was running in 11th, and now he's going to finish 26th. CJ Williams up to 23rd, so not a bad day for him considering all the events that happened. 14 of Sarah Rocha going to fall back to 31st. That is wild. The 45 of Tim Zimmer is definitely going to rebound really nicely after All those cars came down pit road. Simon Zornato, he might be the points leader still. Tina Livingston, she finished, actually she came down pit road. So let's see, out of the top 10 in points, the 29 of Jacob Britt, the 80 of Stephen Pollard, the 74 of Logan York, all out of the race. We then had Brett Taylor come down pit road, Sarah Rocha come down pit road, Tina Livingston. Who else? Felix Boucher. That is 7 of the top 10 cars. The other cars in the top 10 would be the 6, of Simon Zarnato, the points leader. But the 45 and the 81, 45 of Tim Zimmer, 8th place, 10th Skylar Rocha, they might be up in the top 5 in points. Tim Zimmer could be the points leader. Let's check points after this race. That was a wild race. We will see you guys here in a second. Stay tuned so we can see how the points play out after this race. So your top 10 in points after race number 15 changed a little bit. The top 3 stay the same. Somehow Simon Zornato is still the points leader. Sarah Rocha second. Felix Boucher and Tim Zimmer, they were able to gain points. So they are 3rd and 4th. Before this race, Felix Boucher was 69 points back, but he came down pit road. He would have probably been the points leader if he wouldn't have done that. He lost 12 points. Tim Zimmer gained about 50 or so. Stephen Pollard, he lost quite a bit, about 50 points. Tina Livingston up 2 positions. You see Sam and Oskin up 3 positions. Skylar Rocha gained. So top 8 within 200 points. I mean, this really, it does change the whole series quite a bit. Jacob Britt, you see him, he's probably the biggest loser of the race. He went from 10th place in points to 18th in points. Losing 8 positions, you see John Book with his great top 10 finish. He gains 4 positions. He is up in 11th place. A lot of these drivers now could possibly be in contention for the win. Josh Hardiman gained. Crazy race. Sam Oskin, Logan York, 9th and 10th place. Tina Livingston up to, well, she's actually in 6th still. She did not gain or lose anything. The top 32, well, actually below the top 32 points, very interesting. You see Hugo Jimenez gains, I think he gained some positions. Hugo Jimenez gains 3 positions, so that's going to help him out quite a bit. Dawson Montenegro gained, so Dawson's not in 32nd anymore. Clint Spillman 32nd. You see Ron Jackson back to 31st. But they have quite a big gap over 33rd in points now. See Jeremiah Dwayne, 34th place in points, 1 point behind Rhiannon Pickett. So the qualifying race at Daytona is going to be wild. You see CJ Williams is 4 points from Rhiannon Pickett. Even Gary Harmon back here in 36th, he is 27 points. So, I mean, these 4 cars really are close to each other. Gary, though, not so much close to Clint Spillman. But these 3 cars, Rhiannon Pickett, Jeremiah Dwayne, CJ Williams, less than 100 points away from Clint Spillman. Gary Harmon, 106 points out of top 32. So these cars here want to qualify for Daytona, and they want that 8 car to have a bad race. Sheila Harmon, with her finish, she gets up to 38th in points. A lot of stuff happening during that race. A lot of contenders now in the points. A lot of drivers could possibly break into the top 32. Man, Daytona is going to be a wild race next week. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be a race that changes this points quite a bit, I can imagine. Simon Zornato holds on to his points lead. He would have lost it if that 25 car wouldn't have come down pit road. See a big battle for 2nd place. 2nd through 4th, they're only 10 points apart from each other. If that 6 car has a bad finish at Daytona, the other 3 cars could pounce and possibly take over the points position. A lot of cars battling for the points lead, a lot of cars now in it. I would honestly say right now, even maybe the top 20 cars could still be in contention. I mean, if you say the top 20, you might as well throw in just about everybody else back to 26th. It just depends. The next few races, they're going to be wild. I don't know what it's going to do, honestly. It could really change the whole season. But until then, we will see you guys at Daytona. It's going to be a wild race, under the lights, night race. Gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see you then.